Kia ora everybody and welcome to a new video from NZ Pocket Guide. Today I am taking you to some of the most dramatic landscape on the northern end of New Zealand in the Tongariro National Park and the town of Ohakune. So here are my absolute favorite things to do there, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing on my list of the best thing to do in the Tongariro National Park and around the Ohakune area is to head to the Waitonga Falls. This waterfall is only at the end of a 1 hour and 20-minute hike, I'd say, maybe about an hour if you're going fast. And it's the tallest waterfalls on the Tongariro National Park. And that says a lot because there is a lot of waterfalls there. I'm always a big fan of a good waterfall, and especially when it's at the end of such a short walk, it's a great option to stretch your legs if the weather is playing ball. Moving on to our next favorite thing to do here is the Old Coach Road. It's this historical trail is able to be hiked or biked in the Tongariro National Park in the Ohakune area. Now, you don't have to pack your own bike if you're after doing mountain biking in New Zealand. It is very easy to rent a mountain bike in Ohakune, and for that matter pretty much everywhere in New Zealand. So don't feel like you have to pack your own mountain bike if you want to do mountain biking in the country. However, if you plan on doing hiking, you've got to have your own hiking boots. Alright, next up on our list of best things to do in Tongariro National Park is going skiing on Mount Ruapehu. So most people think of skiing in New Zealand and they think of the southern end of New Zealand. But did you know that New Zealand's largest ski field is the Whakapapa ski field, and it is located on the northern end in the Tongariro area. So yeah, if you're after skiing down an active volcano, well, that's a pretty cool thing to have on your resume. So maybe think about that if you're traveling in New Zealand in winter. And for those that don't know, winter in New Zealand is June, July and August. Alright, if you are a bit of a foodie and you want to know where the good food spots are, it's located at the part of town called the Junction. It's a bit of like the hipster part of town in Ohakune, and in there you'll have some really cool eateries such as La Pizzeria and even Kings of Ohakune, which also do live events quite regularly. We do like a good burger at Kings. They also have really cheap wings quite regularly, which I like as well. Alright, another cool thing to do from Ohakune is to canoe the Whanganui Journey Great Walk. Yes, that's right, one of the great walks of New Zealand is actually not a walk, it's a kayaking journey. And you can some tours start from Ohakune, so you can get that sorted there and tackle this great walk that is not really a great walk, but still a fantastic canoe adventure. Alright, speaking of a great walk, or a walk which are actually great, let's talk about the elephant in the room and let's talk about the Tongariro crossing. This 19.2 kilometers hike is on the top of many people's bucket list when coming in New Zealand. So hop on a shuttle from Ohakune and get yourself to the Tongariro crossing beginning. At the end of the crossing, your shuttle will pick you back up and drop you back into your accommodation. That's the simplest way to organize it, and it is still to this day one of my favorite hikes to do in New Zealand, despite the fact that I have done it more than a dozen times. Alright, and finally, let's cover weather. In New Zealand, the weather can be extremely changeable, and quite often the weather can change literally within the same day. So if you are stuck in that area at a time when rain is striking, here are some options of what you can be doing. Nearby, in the town of Waiouru, there is the New Zealand Army Museum. There you'll be able to see some amazing scenes of New Zealand involvement in some world conflict, as well as basically a really in-depth museum of the history of the New Zealand Army. It's definitely worth checking out. Another option is indoor climbing. There is a fantastic indoor climbing wall in the town of Ohakune that will dazzle all the kids and adults alike. Alright, so that's everything for me on this video. If you want to know more information, head to nzpocketguide.com. Seriously, check it out, it's pretty cool. And the whole team is joining me in wishing you a best time ever in New Zealand. Bye bye!